I'm keeping a blow raw. I still think Drake, like, I think he's not a man. I think that's a move, especially when I was in jail facing.
Okay. In the same breath, before X died, he said, "If anybody kills me, it's Drake." And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by two masked men, right? He came on social media and said, "Guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake." Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No. They never did that.
I love you so much, man. I hope I could come to your house soon, or you could come to my house soon.
Yo, we can't wait. We can't wait.
It ain't news how Drake's name has been tied to X's demise, but the smoke just got a new face, and it's ugly. Allegedly, X made some posts and call before he passed away, and he wasn't scared. He was calling out the real power players behind the scenes, especially how Drake did him dirty and was after him. And now, the name being whispered right next to Drake's is Diddy. Yeah, the streets are saying he might have known a lot more about the hit than he's ever let on. Back in November 2024, Dedrick Williams, one of the dudes convicted in X's murder, filed an appeal for a new trial. Inside that appeal, he revealed some really interesting information. His lawyer straight up told the court that a key suspect was ignored during the investigation. And that suspect, Aubrey Drake Graham, Champagne Papi himself.
Okay? In the same breath, before X died, he said, "If anybody kills me, it's Drake." And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by two masked men, right? He came on social media and said, "Guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake." Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No. They never did that.
Now, if you've been tapped into the case, this ain't some brand new conspiracy. People have been side-eyeing Drake since X's demise in 2018. Word on the block is Drake didn't just throw subliminals, he might have thrown orders. Allegedly, Dedrick's team even tried to drag Drake into court to testify, but Drake and his powerful legal team got through it, and in 2023, filed to throw out the court order, claiming that it places an unreasonable and oppressive burden on him. Mind you, this beef between Drake and X wasn't just an internet thing. This was real tension. Most fans missed it cause Drake stayed quiet, doing that industry silence move. But X wasn't that type. He was loud with it, called Drake out publicly, saying dude was a snake and straight up jacked his style. See, it all started back in early 2017. X was locked up in a Florida jail fighting charges, but his track Look at Me was blowing up heavy on SoundCloud. But while he was sitting in a cell, Drake dropped KMT and fans immediately peeped the copy-paste flow. Same cadence, same bounce, same everything. And X wasn't having it at all. Soon as he got out, he hit Miami radio and let it fly. Called Drake a culture vulture. Said he ain't showing love, just stealing.
I'm keeping a blow raw. I still think Drake, like, I think he's not a man. I think that's a move. Especially when I was in jail facing.
X wasn't done talking. The very next day, after calling out Drake for stealing his flow, he tweeted, "Drake's mom kinda cute, she could get it." Straight disrespect. Drake kept quiet like he always does. But X was blowing up. Look at Me climbed the charts, went platinum, and the comparisons to Drake only made him hotter. But X didn't just want clout. Word is, he felt his life was at risk, and it showed. In 2018, a year later, X posted on his story, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was at Champagne Papi. I'm snitching right now." That ain't trolling. That was a man calling his shot, pointing fingers before he got smoked. He deleted it later and claimed he was hacked. Then, June 18th, 2018 hit, and so did them bullets. X gets run up on outside RIVA Motorsports, executed in his car, and his Louis Vuitton bag with $50,000 in cash snatched. He was just 20. Rappers like Kanye, J. Cole, Jay-Z, they come out showing love, calling X a genius, an innovator. But Drake, man, dropped an album instead. Scorpion came out days after X's demise, and the lyrics, that's where the street started side-eyeing heavily. On I'm Upset, Drake spits, "50,000 on my head is disrespect." Now pause, how much was stolen from X the day he got dropped? That same $50,000. Coincidence? Maybe. Then Mob Ties hits, and it's even colder. Drake raps, "Sick of these ninjas? Hire some help, get rid of these ninjas." Then drops a bar about Louis bags in exchange for body bags in the same damn verse. You can't make this up. That sounded like a coded confession to the street heads who has been paying attention. And Drake didn't stop there. In 2022, on BS with 21 Savage, he starts laying math like a hitman with bars. Damn, maybe I should do a 20. Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again. Street math says that adds up to 30, Roman numerals, XXX. And that IG live line was a straight shot at X, who aired out his issues with Drake on live multiple times. Ain't no way that's a coincidence. But here's the wildest twist. Diddy's name has started floating into the picture too. Now, if you've been following the chaos around Diddy lately, the lawsuits, the raids, the conspiracy, this next part ain't gonna shock you. Folks been saying for years that Diddy got skeletons in every luxury closet he owns. Biggie, Kim Porter, Heavy Deep, Andre Harrell, DMX. Somehow, Diddy's name keeps dancing around tragedy. There are speculations that Drake might have stopped by Diddy's for a little help in making the X problem disappear. Now, at first it didn't make sense. Drake and Diddy had real beef back in the day. Summer of 2014, it got ugly over a beat, that 0 to 100 track. Diddy said that was his. Drake dropped it anyway, and it blew up. Diddy wasn't having it. He allegedly ran up on Drake in Miami during DJ Khaled's party and slapped the taste out of his mouth.
What was the first thing you thought when you heard the story about him allegedly punching Drake?
And clicked him. I actually thought Drake must have said something wrong to him or something, or did something, or tried to play him, or something must have happened. I actually really didn't, you know, I kind of just laughed. It's funny.
Even 50 Cent was out clowning about their beef.
Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy, Fifth.
He still hear things from back then, that time.
Oh, got you now.
Right.
Okay, got you.
He can't buy it right. He can't. You play it for him right now, and it's hot. He can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually use.
0 to 100.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So if he heard it, and then he heard Drake's use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it. And he's upset about that because he can't hear it, but he felt like he took something from him.
But months later, they claimed they squashed it. Word is, French Montana even played Peacemaker. Diddy went on Breakfast Club saying Drake was his favorite rapper.
Yeah. There was a 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record, and then there somehow that became just a misunderstanding because we was working with the same producers. Honestly, it was a misunderstanding. Honestly, Drake is actually my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? As far as songwriting and albums, it's been like that for a couple of years.
But behind the scenes, that tension don't just disappear. But now, recent IG clips and live recordings show Drake and Diddy all smiles, chilling like the past never happened.
I love you so much, man. I hope I can come to your house soon, or you can come to my house.
Yo, we can't wait. We can't wait.
But some folks saying that wasn't just two rich dudes patching up drama, that was a business meeting, one that might have ended in a deal. Drake got the motive, Diddy got the muscle, and that visit to Diddy's crib, word is it happened right before X got popped. And don't forget, even after X died, Drake still couldn't let it go. It's like he kept beefing with a ghost. People said he was low-key throwing shots at Kendrick too, just because Kendrick once showed love to X in a verse. Now here's the real kicker. Dedrick Williams' appeal is still in the works. But if that appeal gets greenlit, Drake might actually have to sit in court and talk about all this under oath. If Drake got nothing to hide, then cool, let's hear it. But if this all gets too close to the truth, man, things could spiral. And of course, the online community has been loud. One dude said, I think Drake did do it, but even if he didn't, basically saying you did after he dies is wild. Another wrote, no wonder the Kendrick beef started. Bro mentioned X at the Super Bowl 3 times. So what do y'all think? Was Drake just rapping, or was there truth hiding in those bars? And if Diddy was involved, how deep does this rabbit hole go? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're diving deep, and if you're here for unfiltered truths and eye-opening reveals, don't just scroll, stick around and check out what's coming up next.